It's okay.
Okay, go.
So I stopped smoking full flavor crack. Smoke
I don't know.
diet crack. Alright? And they replace a lot of the bullshit with Splenda. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It's a much sweeter crack.
I didn't know they were into crack yet.
No, it's not a game at all. I take smoking crack very seriously.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. You do comedy? All right, on today's episode, we have Randall Crabmeat Thompson, local comedian, actor. He runs the Dive Bar open mic on Monday nights. Go check that out. You can hear him do comedy and me and some other people. We're going to talk about some odd stuff. We don't follow the usual method today, but there's still some good tips. Enjoy. Have a listen. Also got a new co-host testing out today. My friend Malia. We'll see how she does. You know, you guys in the comments, you know, you can vote her off the island if you want. It won't hurt my feelings. I can still go over. I know the code to the house. All right, let's take a listen. Let's see how we do. So yeah, you want to talk about the crack you smoke?
Yeah, man. So it's like a lot of crack, like the full flavor stuff. There's a lot of soy in it, preservatives and shit.
You don't want that.
No.
You want it natural.
Oh.
Yeah, I smoke free range crack.
So it's vegan?
Yeah, it's vegan crack.
I like it.
That's why I got this. That's why I got this fake leather jacket.
I
So
do
I can
order
smoke
vegan crack.
fake crack. Yeah.
It's good.
That's a vegan jacket.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why I got it.
Feels so real though,
Yeah.
and it looks so real.
Yeah, exactly. That veganism is real.
Is it? That was amazing.
No,
I've never met a real.
it's just impossible because they put animals in everything. You know, there's animals in breakfast cereal.
What?
Yeah.
All right, hang on.
No.
Hang on. Is this like for like this is a joke or 100%? Is that like which like
This is true. This is true. Like, depending on what you do, like, or what cereal you had, like cornflakes and shit like that. Like, it could never be 100% vegan. Let's say there's nothing in the flake, right? But they still use.
There's nothing in the plate.
There's nothing in the flake. Just like low-fat crack. There's nothing in the flakes. But
Splenda. It's just straight Splenda.
yeah, but they still use like, cause these factories they still use the whole animal. So they use the bones. They use that to grind up the cereal. That's how it gets all flaky
Oh,
like
for
that.
fuck's sake.
Yeah. Really good.
They pick up pretty good audio as long as you're not quiet.
I mean, I don't have to be
I don't
quiet.
think you've ever been quiet.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
No.
he's black. He doesn't have a quiet voice.
No, not normally.
All right.
But we will not be silenced. It's like a mixture of women's rights and black. It's black women's rights.
That's what we're writing.
Yeah. The issue is we never talk about black women's wrongs.
Yeah, because
Oh my god, that's fantastic. It's so true.
I mean they get angry though. Like, oh,
It's part of the wrongs,
Yeah.
Charlie. It's part of the wrongs.
so how can you help them if they don't want to be helped? Because they're gonna get mad at you for helping them. It's a
You're gonna
paradox.
put them in their place.
I'm not doing it. Randall, you can do it.
No, they're good. They'll be fine.
Alright.
Like
Alright.
They got all these wrongs, but they get it. Don't worry.
that. Like black women being uncooperative has never stopped them from succeeding.
Rosa Parks,
You know,
1985.
it's always been a thing. You know.
Oprah?
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not gonna stop them.
Yeah. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. That's very progressive of you.
I don't think you can.
I don't think
You
so.
want to.
Probably
You
not.
can't. Again, Rosa Parks. So.
Who's gonna raise all these bastard children? You know what I mean?
Not
Like,
dads.
exactly.
Definitely
So
not.
that's why black women don't get arrested as much.
Oh.
'Cause somebody's got to take care of these.
You got a kid?
These
Pretty
kids.
good.
They arrest all the dads. Like, yeah, you can see him with a kid.
Yeah.
He good.
I'm thinking really hard about this.
It's prison in itself.
It's prison.
Alright, so let me do the introduction here. 'cause
Okay.
And so this is episode 4 now.
Okay.
Episode 4.
Oh.
Introducing a new co-host. Because she lets me use her house. Randall Crabmeat Thompson.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Skibbity bebop boom. That's jazz.
I'm gonna ask you about this jazz thing.
You're gonna say that during
You gonna ask me about jazz? I thought it was a comedy podcast.
It is, it
You
is.
gonna ask me about jazz.
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Okay, so you haven't seen the podcast either, like none of my friends. So
No, like I have
I
a
tried to.
podcast. I never tell anybody, or I never expect anybody to listen to it.
I don't either. Like I just put it out there. You know what? I got one person that I was surprised. Like, wow, you told me you're listening to it. Cool, but
I tried to. That's a start.
I mean, the whole point is to have fun. If people have something they want to listen to, then fuck it. Like, listen along. You know, you might learn something.
I've been on podcasts to fall asleep, so yours is perfect.
you know what? That's a good demographic. You want to go to sleep? Put on my podcast. I get a ton of listeners. All those
They literally
insomniacs.
make those specifically for going to sleep.
I'm gonna try to push it for that. But the show is because you don't know. A lot of people don't know. It's I'm gonna ask you some questions like when you first started comedy, like your first day out,
Okay.
and tips and advice you might have for someone.
Okay.
So that's why I have her as a co-host because she doesn't do comedy.
Okay.
She watches it. She likes it.
I like watching stuff.
Yeah, she's come out to a couple of stuff I've been to.
Yeah.
So she'll have those wait what moments and questions, which is perfect.
Okay.
But that's who it's for. People who I want to do comedy, but I don't know what to do or how to do it or where to start or anything. So first question is, Randall,
Yo, what up?
you still do comedy?
Yo, as often as I can. So yeah, definitely. With all the shit that's going on, it can be hard.
No plans to quit like other people?
For the first time ever. For the first time ever,
People be quitting.
the other day, it even crossed my mind. I was like, am I gonna have to quit? But even at the beginning of quarantine and shit, I was like, all right, I'm just waiting for comedy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just, whatever I can do, then I'll do that. You know, if it's worth my time, you know. Yeah. But no real plans. But it did cross my mind for the first time ever. I was like, what if I quit? And it was more freaked me out that I was like, it's been 8 years and I never thought about quitting. Like,
Until COVID.
yeah, but I've literally, you know what I mean? I've either been fired or quit every job I've ever had. You know, every, I guess, real job. You know what I mean? But
Well, I'm glad you didn't quit. I like you. I like the comedy.
well, I make more money doing comedy than I do at any other job too. So that's why it's easy to quit the other jobs. Like, I'll get the other job because I want more money. You know what I'm saying? I have all these other hours in the day.
What else am I gonna do during the day when the sun's out?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot. That's good.
Play Final Fantasy.
That's it. That's really what it comes down to.
That's cool. That you're, that you can say that. Like, I make more money doing comedy than having a job.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna quit this job.
Not more. Okay. More is subjective. I make better money. Like, I make less money than if I had like a full-time job, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm happier and I work so much less.
Okay.
So
the trade-off.
yeah, it's worth it to make a little bit less,
Okay.
and then just fuck off.
I do that at work a lot.
Yeah, that's what
Fuck
jobs
off.
are. Jobs are basically places where adults are allowed to fuck off.
I don't think I should be doing that as much as I do.
Yeah, you're
In fact, I'm gonna edit this out.
you're an IT guy. You should probably not fuck off as much as you do.
No, everybody I talk to in IT fucks off. Like,
That's the good thing. Like, if everything's working,
yeah,
then good. You're doing your job.
The other day you put together what 6 computers and 38 laptops.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I mean, it was not hard. Like, I plug in my flash drive, I turn it on, I hit a couple keys, it does its thing. 15 minutes later, it's done.
Oh, so your job is just that easy then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
yeah. Like, IT that's the definition of fucking off.
Yeah.
It's just you have to
so
be,
that you can walk away.
but you have to be totally responsible when things are haywire.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the crappy part.
Yeah, that's the other part, because then you have to.
Everyone's calling you like, "Hey, it's broken. Can you fix it?" And you're like, "I don't know. Let me see."
And nobody can tell you what's actually wrong with it.
No.
You know?
Sweet Jesus.
Oh, I hate that. Like, hey, it's not working. What's not working? Like, tell me what's not working first. And I'm like, oh, the computer. Okay, what about the computer's not working? I don't know. It's just not working. I hate that. So many times that I've gone and like
Like calling a phone company.
I
You
like the biggest. That was what I hated the most. I did a call center for UPS, and I get people calling me, those customers, and I have to help them navigate them through the site, and it was annoying. I spent 30 minutes one time helping this guy navigate through the website, and he was on the postal, the U.S. Postal website the whole time.
No.
I'm like,
Luckily.
make sure you type in ups.com and go. And 30 minutes until I figured out, like, you're not on the right website. You're on the wrong number. Go. I'm bitter about that.
Clearly, man. Just drink your beer, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's what beer's for.
Yeah, right. Okay, so my first question, Randall.
Whatever.
What was it, like? Tell me your first time thinking of even doing stand up. It's been 8 years, right?
Yeah. I was just encouraged, I guess, to go do it.
Like a friend, family, or
A lot of people, a lot of different people. Like I grew up probably from the beginning of high school. Even before that, it was always theater, musicals, making music and shit like that. I don't know how many instruments I play. I don't play any of them well.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But
I'll get half-assed at this and move on.
yeah, you know what I mean? I'm okay at guitar. You know what I mean? That's about it. I mean, I can make rap songs. You know what I mean? Like I can be like da, 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 right? I can play most instruments and all the different types and shit, and like it's just stuff I had from a kid. And then I was in a band. I had an improv troupe. I
That's
was in
right.
theater and all that stuff.
Like
And
a punk band, right?
yeah, and even rapping and shit like that too. So I just like to perform. And so stand up was one of those things that people are like, oh, when I first moved to Vegas, to specifically answer it, when I first moved to Vegas, I was like, oh, I don't really have anything going on here. Friend of mine who I make horror movies with, Born Scared Studios, hooray, whatever, shameless promotion. HomicideMcLeod.com. She was like, she did the same type of stuff as me, theater, all that other stuff. And she was just like, oh, there's this improv show you can go do in town. I did that, and I was the shit, because I always was. And nothing's ever been hard for me. And, no, I'm kidding.
Same.
But when it comes to, like, life is hard, but when it comes to, like, performing, that's never been hard for me. It's just,
You got
You're
this-
comfortable.
you got
like, yeah, like, it's not even just that, like, it's a natural talent that I have, and I've been doing it for that long. Like, I moved here when I was 23. I guess so I started doing improv here again when I was 23, 24. And at that point, I had already had 13 years of experience, in doing all of this stuff. And then people were just like, you should just go to stand-up. And I was like, that's fine with me. I don't have to split the money with a troupe. I don't have to split the money with a band. I don't have to do whatever. I can say whatever the fuck I want. You know, if I say something that's offensive, it's, I don't have to worry about anybody on the ride home being like, oh, dude, why'd you do this? Or, but, it's just whatever. It's just me. And so I just got into it that way. Started doing open mics and then just networking from there.
I didn't know you started here. I knew you like
Stand up, yeah. I mean, the only other time I'd done stand up was like I emceed my second grade talent show, and I told some jokes there that I got out of the joke book.
Second grade.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything in second grade except repeat it
I
twice.
always like it had to be like 6 or 7 years old, and I was just like, I want my name on a marquee. I want to be on shows. I want to do all that shit. So it's like that's all I ever went for. You'd think I'd be farther along.
Second grade.
Oh, I feel like you're pretty
Someone
far
should have
along.
picked you up by now.
No, I'm not doing too. I like to.
Cause you got booked out of state, right?
Well, yeah, I've toured the country, but it's like I just like to knock myself down. Just
By yourself, like
Well, it's just some people take themselves so motherfucking seriously that it's just like, ugh, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I probably should take myself more seriously. I'd probably get more shit. You know what I mean? But it's bad timing, I guess.
Bad timing.
Bad social skills.
No, I think you got good social skills. I mean, people love you. You're very easy to talk to because you just start talking. The random shit you say. Like that was the other question. Like, cause you go on stage and then you're basically just improvising the whole time. That's what I feel like. Cause I don't think I've ever heard you say, except the T-Rex bit.
Yeah, I have an act. It's not extensive. It's only maybe like 40, 45 minutes at the moment of stuff that's rehearsed. And then maybe as far as stuff that I've written down or like jokes that I could revamp, maybe another 30 minutes. Let's just call it an hour, you know. But it's not like a great cohesive hour of like rehearsed stand up or anything like that. Yeah, I tend to take the bits that I know and throw that into a subject or whatever's going on. But I like to keep shit fresh, you know what I mean? Whatever's going on that day. I mean, you can feel the mood, you know, in society or, you know, let alone just one particular fucking room, especially when you do so many fucking rooms that it's just like, all right, I'm just going to talk about this because it's in the air.
Yeah, and like you do it really well. Like you do it like I feel like you practiced it like you knew this was gonna happen 3 weeks ago, so you wrote it like 3 weeks ago, and you just like it feels supernatural. Like it's always funny.
I just kind of stay with the vibe and shit. Like I'm a news junkie. I probably shouldn't be because it like
No, you shouldn't be.
yeah. But here's the thing: it's just like it's not even just regular news. Like I like news that I like news that I agree with. I like news that I disagree with. I like random ass weird shit. Like
So they call it fake shit.
Yeah.
That's all fake shit.
I don't know how fake it is if you actually read between the lines and you know what's actually going. Because that's the other thing, and it's funny that you bring that up. I go outside, you know what I mean. So I know that.
I experienced
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I don't read the news for something to believe. I read it because I'm like, hey, there's some asshole believing this.
Okay.
You know, or there's some asshole believing. These
Positive
assholes
aspect.
are fighting, and then there's sometimes just like a lot of weird shit. It's something to talk about. Not so much like it influences my opinions. Like I'm influenced by like, am I hungry? Do I have to pee?
Those are big influences.
And then like maybe God after that. I'm just like,
Maybe.
am I going to hell? You know, but it's mostly food that I'm motivated by.
Food's good motivation. Yeah.
But that's what helps with the improv part of it is that you know one thing or another, certain words, certain situations is going to trigger somebody to respond to respond a certain way. And you can be sympathetic to it and make fun of them at the same motherfucking time with enough practice.
That's what you do really well. Like some of the stuff you said at dive bar, it's just dive bar.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff you say, it's like, even if I wanted to find out offensive, I don't think I could. The way you said it.
My goal is not to offend anybody. You know. I don't think people need to. Nobody's coming out to be offended. Like
I do.
You know.
I specifically.
Really? I mean, you probably would have a good time at my shows because, like, I do offend people. Pretty much everything I say is offensive to somebody.
It's
but
not on purpose.
It's joyless.
No,
That's
no,
what comedy
it
is.
is.
Like
It
you need
is
to get a
good.
reaction, and
Yeah.
usually it's a race card. It's a whatever. You need to offend someone to get a reaction.
And there's some kind of misdirection that kind of makes it okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, that's the definitive part of comedy. But that's what I go for. It's like, okay, let's take this hot button thing and like kind of dismantle it. Like if you look at how silly it is, because like I put it this way. Like there's certain things that it's not even like it gets on my nerves, but it's just like this is a thing that's always happening, right? Every 6 months, they're like, don't eat lettuce. Why? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Salmonella.
But at the same time, then that just always coincides with like some major sporting event where it's like pizza is on sale. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that any of this is true. I'm just saying, look at that. You know, just
Lines
like
up.
or just see it for yourself. But here's the thing: I could say, oh, there's a romaine lettuce recall, right? And
Specifically romaine.
There's a major sporting event, and now they're just trying to push pizza on us. Well, what's the biggest sporting event that's going on now? You know, the Masters. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like as far as championships, like football, it'll be like February. People they do the Super Bowl thing. They have the Masters happening. Well, this is just a trick for them to sell us tacos during this golf tournament because we're all going to be watching it. Blah blah blah.
Golf.
And it's like,
Yeah.
And it's like nobody's watching that shit. You know, like
I don't think tacos need help to sell. I mean, they do pretty well on their own.
dude. But you can sell the shit out of them. All you have to do, like, have you ever seen a taco commercial? It doesn't make sense. I've never seen a taco made the way they make them in a taco commercial. It's just tomatoes fucking flying around everywhere.
Those are white people tacos, though.
Throwing cheese and shit
Those are
like
different
that.
kind of tacos.
Yeah.
We should make
See,
a taco commercial.
White people tacos. There's a section at Costco I call white people drinks, White people tacos could be its own section. I think. Like
I
white
literally
people.
just bought
It is.
Taco Bell and you guys fucking ate it, and I'm talking about white people tacos.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Oh, I mean, I had some.
I don't even know if I would call those white people tacos. Taco Bell is like ghetto. Like kinda, in my opinion, it's pretty ghetto.
Is it?
Kinda? Yeah, I think
It's not real, but it's not real.
all
Hispanic.
fast food is ghetto. Like I think so. Like a little bit.
I don't.
Like name one fast food that isn't in the hood though. Like at the end of the day, there's one in.
There was
Fucking Wiener Schnitzel.
No,
Yeah,
that's
Is it? No, I don't know.
I was
That
at
may-
Fazoli's. There's not a Fazoli's here anymore.
That's
That was in Summerlin.
Okay.
It had a drive-through, so it counts.
There's no ghetto of Summerlin.
That's why I
Right?
wasn't ghetto.
This is the ghetto
You're right,
of Summerlin.
right.
I live in the ghetto of Summerlin.
So everywhere's a ghetto then. Everywhere's a ghetto.
Yeah,
If it's close to a highway, yeah.
yeah.
It's in a city,
I'm
yeah.
from fucking Hawaii, and people say there's no ghetto in Hawaii. I grew up in the ghetto of Hawaii. It's like Northtown. Like there's always a ghetto somewhere.
There has to
Whether
be.
it doesn't matter what you're comparing it to. There's
I'm
always
not trying to compare it. I'm just trying to figure out
No,
which
I know
restaurant's
you.
not.
You like
Which
in
one's not? Which,
general.
you know, like McDonald's, I'll say is ghetto.
yeah.
In-N-Out, is it? I don't think In-N-Out's ghetto.
It has a fucking dollar
You've
menu.
never-
It's ghetto.
You've never been to a ghetto In-N-Out though?
Yeah.
I think every In-N-Out is ghetto, especially. All right.
No.
Anytime-
They're hella friendly. When they're hella friendly, it can't be ghetto.
They're just.
I don't know about.
Yeah,
I don't know if I
standard.
agree. I don't agree with that
I
because
think
there's
it's
some places that I'm like, yeah, it's still ghetto and they're still super fucking friendly.
Maybe the outside's ghetto, but there's just that one family that moved into the wrong neighborhood because they didn't know what it was like.
Yeah.
They just saw good pictures of a home, and now they're selling, In-N-Out there. Like,
Yeah.
it's not their fault.
They started it though. They started it though.
They moved in and suddenly we have an In-N-Out.
You should thank them.
I get that. I dig that. No, I think fast food is ghetto. Like that's all I'm saying about like
Oh, because you're vegan.
Yeah. I'm not vegan.
You just ate a Taco Bell taco.
Yeah.
That's true. I was going back to the old
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, but no, I'm not vegan. I used to be, but it's hard.
I'm in the process of it.
It's the whole thing is a process. Like I don't people who are just like, oh, I'm vegan, blah 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 blah. I would never do this, this, and this, and I'm just like, fuck all that, man. Like I'll be vegan for 3 weeks, but if I feel a certain type of way and eating a turkey sandwich makes me feel better, or Taco Bell or McDonald's, I'm
That's
gonna
where
do
I'm
that.
at right now.
Well,
As
that's
of like a week ago.
the whole point is just reducing it. You know, like I smoke cigarettes. Will I ever quit smoking cigarettes? Probably not. But will I get to a point where I maybe only smoke 1 cigarette a week, 1 cigarette a month, 1 cigarette a year? Hopefully. You know what I mean? Like
Unless you become a cool vape kid and you'll be like all about vaping every
I couldn't.
20 seconds.
I couldn't vape. I tried it. I tried to vape, and it's just not my thing. Like if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die.
You're right. If I'm gonna do it right.
Yeah, like you're not gonna have some robot tell me. You know, it's just I'm not doing that. Like I'd rather just die. I like smoking. I like smoke. I like the smell of smoke. I like the way it looks. I like feeling like a dragon. I'm cool.
Feeling like a dragon?
Yeah, like I'm cool with that. If I'm a smoke, I'm a smoke.
That's real answer.
Yeah, I like it. I like a dragon. Alright, so like, I wanted to ask, I don't want to forget it. I don't want to forget some asking. So like, would you recommend improv to any new comic? Starting out like a brand new guy, would you recommend it at all, even actually?
That's a hard question. Would I recommend it?
Nope.
I mean, here's the thing. There's an aspect. What do you want out of comic? That's what I would say. Like first and foremost, what do you actually want out of it? If you just want to go talk shit and express yourself, then and that's cool, and you're funny like that, or you just want to go for it that way, then go for it that way. If you really, really want to be on TV, to be in movies, and you're not worried. Yeah, you're right. You want to get famous. Figure out a way to take some kind of acting class or improv class, or learn to sing, learn to learn to play an instrument, work out, all of that shit. Like there's no skill that won't benefit you if you want to be a baby face. Like if you want to be on the bigger screens of shit, then definitely get all the training that you as you should with any job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like take every opportunity to get every skill that you can.
I'm gonna summarize that as that if you're serious about it, invest in yourself and do other things.
Yeah, but you can
depending on what you
but
like.
you
what-
can
I
what's
be
said
your
other
other
favorite
things.
things.
I
style?
said other things.
Well, I'm saying, because
There's more.
we can extrapolate it a little bit. It's like, for me, like, I don't necessarily want to be the most famous motherfucker in the world. I'm more concerned with, like, getting money and being able to do, like, regular shit. You know, if doing stand-up, like, now I don't make a crap load of money. Not going to say how little money I make,
Yeah.
but it's not a whole big
But
amount.
I'm a stand-up comic.
Yeah, especially now. Hey, I mean, like, I got my unemployment for doing it, so y'all niggas tell me how much y'all made. But,
Who's smart now?
you know, exactly. I filed my taxes and shit. You know what I mean? All my shit's legit. But if I was making in a year, if I was making, you know, ideally, I don't want to say ideally, but like comfortably doing stand up, if I'm actually making and in a normal sense, you know, taking home $100,000 to $250,000 a year and progressing into that, I'd be fine to stay in that range for the rest of my fucking life.
Sure.
Just like any other career, you know what I mean? Even 80,000, you know, but obviously I would say 100,000, right? That's kind of the wave that I'm on. You know, some people, they want like
Stars.
Yeah, and they don't realize this other part of that. It's just like that shit is alone. You know what I'm saying? You're not walking around here as like a baby face with a yacht and all of these bitches and all this other shit. And it's like, I'm worth $100 million. Nigga, no, you're not. You know what I'm saying? That somebody is owning you. You're sponsored. I'll put it that way. It's not ownership, but you're sponsored. Whereas somebody who's making, you know, $100,000, $200,000, that's your money. You know what I mean? You can do what you want with that, and you can work with that. You know. I almost forget the question. I'm sorry, but yeah.
No, it's cool. It's fine.
What's the question?
It's in there somewhere. You guys figure it out. You know, take what you want.
Oh, should people get skills?
Yes.
That's what you were saying. Yeah, take an improv class. I mean, I'll say this, and this might be the hot take of it. If you're like 45 and it's just like, if I take this improv class, then in 5 years I could be a famous comedian.
No.
Like, but super probably, but probably the fuck not. You know what I mean? Like,
chances are lower.
Yeah. Well, it is much lower because if you do that shit when you're, say, 18, 19, even up to 25 or in your 30s, then there's still enough time for you to fail at it, or maybe you have to stop and go do something else and come back to it. There's more time to cultivate it. Like, it's a skill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know to your average person, like to you, it might be, I'm watching stand up. That's what they do. You might not look at it as their job. You're looking at it as like, this is a genre. I'm here to be fucking entertained. I'm gonna be entertained. For the stand-ups, all the tools have to be there, you know, or as many tools as you can get. Otherwise, and there's no shame in it. But then learn how to lend yourself and at least be a tool, and don't be disillusioned to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't be naive about the fact that like you're being used. Like, oh, I'm the guy that tells all the cocaine jokes. Okay, that guy can get all the fucking gigs in the world, opening up for the biggest weed comedian. You know. Yeah. But if you want to be well-rounded and you want to do all that, then like learn all the technical skills of acting, and then more importantly than anything, and I would say it to people in general, learn how to read and write. There's not a profession where you don't need to read or write or do math. So you don't have to be great at it. You don't have to be a fucking A student at it. You have to do
anything. I'm just gonna be a professional swimmer.
But
I can stop going to school.
It's good. Just make sure to count your laps. You know.
No, somebody else does that.
Do they?
I think so. Like a coach or some shit. I don't know. I'm not a swimmer. I don't know.
No, you gotta at least be able to count how many people are behind you or how fast they're going. Like, it's a calculation thing. You know, not all the math is on paper. Most math that we do in life is not on paper.
Sure.
you know what I'm saying?
Those teachers were right.
Yeah.
Those teachers were right.
But you do use math all the motherfucking time.
Yeah.
So I would say, if anything, if you want to be an actor, yeah, do the technical shit. But the most important thing is like learn how to read and learn how to write.
Yeah.
Because actors read, comedians write. You know what I mean? Like you can't be like, I'm a comedian, I don't write.
Oh.
Yeah. It might seem like I'm not writing like a crap load of jokes, just because you may or may not see me say one thing or another repeatedly.
Yeah.
The way some other comedians approach shit, but.
Also, I've never really seen you at shows, actually.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, that's a tragic thing for me. You know, if I want to be on like headlining a show or featuring on a show, I get that more out of town than I do in Vegas. So the people in Vegas,
because there's so many here.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to make it here.
Well, and they're very political too. You know, way more people like me than work with me. You know, when I'm in Vegas. Whereas I go to other places, I'll be treated like a god. I actually had somebody tell me that, like, that was a bad thing. They were like, just like, why don't you ever do such and such thing here? It's like, I'm at home, I run my little practice room, I do my little shows, like, whatever. But if they're not busting down my door, I'm not coming out and begging these people for a certain, and that's the other thing about it, it's just a price point. You're asking me to beg somebody for, if we're being realistic, fucking anywhere from $25 to $200. You're asking me to beg them or hang around them so I can get that whenever they choose to put me on something. Whereas I could just go set up my own motherfucking show.
Yeah.
And make that same amount of money and not even have to deal with it.
Without devaluing yourself.
Right. And I can do whatever I want as opposed to what you expect or want me to do. So why would I give a fuck about you? You know what I'm saying? I could get into that.
It's a business. It's a business move.
Yeah, and the other thing about Las Vegas is these entertainers, a lot of them are just second fucking rate. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. And if that's a fire under somebody's ass or a kick in the ass to anybody, good. Yeah, I said it, nigga. It is what it is. I mean that. Like, they're second fucking rate. And so they take somebody like me, I'm used to going to any town that I've lived in and knowing the people in my neighborhood, knowing the people in my community at least well enough that I can be like, hey, do you want to come to my shit? If not, that's okay. Whatever. We'll get other people to do whatever. But everything's cool. Here, people create needless competition. And needless competition is just jealousy. So it's like I had a nigga, that I heard about was going around town during, the more serious parts of the quarantine saying, oh, when your venues open back up, are you going to work with this guy? Because you could work with me.
Oh.
And I've worked with him and he's hard to work with. And it's just like, why are you talking about me at all? You know what I mean? Because sure, maybe I am fucking hard to work with, but that's because you can't afford me. And I will say that to your face. Yeah. You got me on the bullshit, but it's just like,
no, tell the truth.
I know this. Like,
this is like the good behind the scenes stuff. I said, like, no one knows this happens.
Yeah, it's that type of bullshit. Whereas, like, I go anywhere else, it's not a question of where I'm gonna stay. Somebody's gonna be like, just come stay with me, or do this, or blah blah blah, or are you good at the very least? Like, are you straight? Right? We'll figure it out. Oh, you want to do this show? Blah blah blah. There's no confusion when I go somewhere else. But here in Vegas, it be your own niggas. Basically, at the end of the day, it's your own people that'll be like, your people, right? Quote unquote, right? Quote, end quote. Like, it's your own people that'll be like, oh, now we're in competition because we live 6 miles apart. That does not make us competition.
No,
It's just stupid.
Right. So I don't really fuck with these niggas like that. And I've said it on multiple shows. And I'm not tripping because this is all shit that I've said to any of these people's faces. Or if I haven't, it's abundantly clear. Like there's
transparent.
Yes, transparent is the word. You took the word out of my mouth. I'm totally transparent about that. there's some people that as much as they say they love being from here and they would never abandon this place.
They always come
And
back.
there's
They leave, they always come back.
but while they're here, then they treat people.
Yeah.
Well, you're specific. Well, both of those things are true, but they'll treat people that are up and coming that will say, and by that it's just people they don't fucking know because they've been gone doing some other thing. Then when they're off the plateau and they bounce back and you're home for 6 months or you're home for 2 years, you know what I mean? You had a baby or you're just working your day job and you're just doing your local gigs or blah blah blah. Or you know, shit slowed up, right? COVID, whatever the fuck it is. Then they want to be like, oh, who are these new people that I don't know? And they try to big dog people and shit like that. And it's like they lose. I've had people say this to me in disagreements. They're just like, oh, well, the comedy scene belongs to the new people that are coming up in the comedy scene. And it's just like, no, like the comedy scene, one, doesn't belong to anybody. And two, it collectively belongs to everybody that's in fucking involved with this shit. And it was more of an agree to disagree type of thing. It wasn't a beef. But then I see that mentality, like, and what I was originally saying, I've had people telling me that somehow I would get more respect or more money or more clout, or it would help my career more if I focused more on Las Vegas comedy specifically, as opposed to.
But that keeps you in Las Vegas.
Right.
That closes your doors.
Not only that, stand up isn't the only motherfucking thing I want to do. You know, I like to make music. I like to make these films. HomicideMcLeod.com. But it's like,
you want to sponsor this episode?
We don't have any money, but like, I came here with the tail end of a 40. Like I'm not sponsoring.
I just thought you were saving money. Like, I'm 40, have more money, so I can pay for promotion on this podcast.
I get it. We can talk about that off air.
We can talk about
we can. If you want to talk about, if that's a question, we can change topics.
Here's a question.
Because I'll sit here and start beefing with you.
No, go ahead. I kind of want to hear that. You know?
He's like, he'll get real serious.
You know, it's not beef. It's just like there's some people in Vegas that
there's just people creating drama where it shouldn't be drama.
It's I wouldn't even call it drama. Like in the end, like once it's all distilled, it's like. You just treating Las Vegas like it's the only thing there is. And it's really fucking not the only fucking thing. And in a lot of cases, it's dead last in a lot of fucking things. Like, celebrities come here to die. And shit,
they don't come here to get famous anymore.
Yeah, like, Elton John ends his tour here because where else you gonna end it? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow, entertainment's retirement home.
Yeah, that's what it is. Why do you think they have Britney Spears with a residency?
Ooh,
good die young.
She's definitely reaching her life.
Britney hasn't had a hit in a decade, but that's not what the show's about.
Or is it?
Yeah.
Nice segue.
Or is it?
Oh no, I did have one other question. And in fact, if you want to do a promotion for your movie real quick before I ask the question, give them all the websites. I think you got 2 movies.
We do. We have both of them up. You can see. Hopefully, you can still see the first one. We took the second one down because we're shopping it. We're shopping it around. I've already said too much. But HomicideMcLeod.com. You can watch the first movie, which is called Homicide McLeod.
Is it called that?
Yes, and the second movie, which is called even better title, is called Homicide Never Dies. We had it streaming for free up until Halloween and all that. So I'm doing this way too late. But maybe if you're lucky,
You should do a private screen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have it, you know what I mean? So I can show it if I want, and we can that can maybe be a thing, you know what I mean? Like I can maybe hook up the radio transmitter, especially if they shut shit down. I'll probably consider actually doing maybe a double feature screening of the movie, and that way people can just pull up in their cars and shit.
If you could pull this off in the drive-in.
Well, I mean, we don't have to be necessarily that big. I mean, we've had theaters in Atlanta. We haven't done a screening here on the west side of the country, but like we've done that on the East Coast, you know, up and down the East Coast. Like we've gotten to do that. It's just all of those screenings are done. That's why I'm not necessarily plugging them, but.
Gotcha. The promo tour's over. We got
Yeah.
you too late.
Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah.
just saying we wanted to shop it around and see, some feedback. It is what it is. I don't want to say too much about it other than, homicidemcleod.com. Check that shit out. My website is Ass Cheeks. And I don't do shit.
Did you change it?
I don't do shit on there. My website now is blackfromthewaistdown.com. But I barely fucking post. But I've been working on some new merch and shit like that, and then I need to fucking put my podcast up. That was the dope thing about doing the Deadass podcast. Can we do a cross podcast? Right? Like that's the cool thing about doing the Deadass podcast. I was like, okay, well now we're doing a movie, so I was like, cool. Now I get to have the Deadass production, and that that is like the movie and shit like that. So. I need to get back to just doing that as often as I want to, which is just me talking to myself 15 minutes every day. Yeah.
Rand.
Yeah. Well, trust me.
It's interesting.
It's not as good as I'm making it out to be.
I'm sure. I believe that part.
But it's for the diehards. People got no. Well, that's why I try to keep it 15-20 minutes. I'm not gonna sit here with a.
It's a sleepy time podcast.
Well, it's more like wake up, drive to work. It's like, okay, I gotta do this unnecessary thing. Is this nigga gonna say some bullshit? Sure.
Or something on the radio? Okay.
Yeah, right. There you go. And then if you miss it, who cares? I do it all the time. So you
Get
can
the next one.
Yeah,
Play it.
exactly. Yeah.
Nothing important.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I do like. I've heard some of the episodes. And then
It's just it's a hobby to me, man. It's a thing. Like I said, if people just want that much more.
I can't do that. I can't talk to myself and record myself.
Really?
No, I try to do like one solo episode just to have something like, so I wouldn't go like a week or 2 weeks, so I can keep a consistency. And then I started talking, and I'm just like, I don't even want to hear myself right now. Like,
Well, you said you're on 4 episodes. Like, I'm just now comfortable with it, and I think the next episode I have coming out is like episode 99, and we've been doing that for. Whether I've been by myself or like I have like certain core people that I'm with, but half of it's probably by myself. Been doing that for like 4 years. It's just something to do. You know what I mean?
it's
Podcasting is just fun to me.
it's fun.
That's why when you're like, "Want to do a show?" I'm like, "Oh yeah!" Like it's just fun.
I'm not gonna get a bill for this, am I?
What you mean?
You're not gonna charge me for this, am I?
No.
I'm just making sure. You were
Guest
talking about.
appearance.
Yeah,
No.
I
I just asked you to give me a ride. That's it.
I got you. You didn't ask me. I offered it to you.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, if you offered it and I said, hey, would you? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I mean by I asked
I got
you.
you.
That's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
I am glad you did. Like I said, you were like one of the first nice comics. Like when I first started, like most people were like, hey, but you're like, hey man, good job. You tried. I think you said like, hey, you tried. Something like that.
I mean, I just tell people what I'm really thinking.
Yeah, no.
James.
I mean, it was like
You tried. Good job.
Well, like okay, because dive bar, especially new, is like, and there's like really no one there if you get there late.
Yeah. If you get there, the beginning's the best time to be there. If you show up at 11, like
and it was my first time, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't like, I want to try this. I don't just want to go home, and there's like no one there, and I'm like, stuff I just wrote, and like I don't know what the heck I'm doing, so I'm like, oh, this sucks, But you were genuine, and like, you did good,
I normally don't lie to people unless I think they're gonna give me something.
Yeah, same.
I'm
I'm a woman though, so it's kind of like in my blood.
a woman at heart.
I feel that.
Transgender.
Transgender.
Isn't that what it is?
Yeah,
Is it
transgender.
Jimbo?
I'm a stud lesbian.
I don't know if she'll buy it. She never invites me over to go on that. I just want to paint with you guys. I can't paint.
I don't even fucking paint with her. I don't. I'm terrible.
She's had a bunch of paint nights with the girls.
I did one. I did one wine paint.
I just want to
What's
paint.
wrong with painting?
I just want to paint.
I just don't.
I just want to paint.
You can schedule paint nights. How about that?
Yeah,
Damn.
why don't you?
You're welcome.
Why don't you paint?
I don't know. I just like to show up. I don't like to plan.
There's still 4 canvases back there. All you, boo.
Maybe on the next podcast.
Invite a couple of friends.
We'll do comics painting.
There you go. You should get who is it? I think Michael Tima. He does like a sip and paint thing anyway.
That's
Right.
what it is.
Okay.
It's an idea. It's an
Yeah.
idea.
It's
So
not
yeah,
that
if you're
you
looking
can
for
invite
another comic that knows different shit, I mean, he's a good dude.
Hit him up. Before I forget though, the question. Actually, before I forget something else, did you guys know Oreos are vegan?
Yes, I did know that. Because the cream isn't really.
Yeah, because we had this talk. Because you thought it was dairy. I didn't.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's why I don't. So yeah.
I just want to say that because you said cereals were vegan.
Yeah.
But surprisingly,
But here's the
Oreos
thing.
are.
Do you know? All right. I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't finish my whole thing. I can't verify the bone thing. But
I've never heard that.
But
here's the thing. They do use bone meal to do all types of shit. So technically, even the plants that you're eating are not fucking vegan. So anybody that says they're 100% vegan is actually not possible.
Because they don't know.
Right. It's not possible. So the whole point is to just fucking be aware of what you're doing. That like period. Just be aware of the effect that it's having, and be comfortable with your
Kind of
actions.
when I told my husband's brother, like I just want to
That's
throw
what
some
I was
bones at him or something. Like, yeah, Spirit Garden, like he's vegan.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I have heard the bones. Like I heard something like they use the bones to bleach some foods, which I don't.
They do that. Cucumbers are not vegan if you eat the skin.
What?
The skin is what is that shit they call it?
Horse piss?
Casein. So the little coating on the outside of
the one they use for like sausages and stuff. That case?
It's no. It's called casein. Like not like a casing, like a sausage casing, but it's like casein. It's like casein or some shit, right? Whatever it is, essentially, it's like a dairy byproduct.
A cucumber.
And that's what's on the cucumber skin. That's what's on the outside of that shit. And that's how they grow them.
But that's how they grow them, or that's how they grow, like a naturally growing?
No, that's the shit that they use to grow them and like preserve them. They put all this shit in cold storage and shit, and then they bring it out. Well, at least they did. Now they're talking about food shortages and shit like. I don't understand like. You just got a country full of fat people and a food shortage, but okay, whatever.
Clearly.
Whatever. Like the only people that are skinny are the people that are serving you food.
Yeah.
But okay. But yeah, the outside of cucumbers, like that's technically fucking milk. Even little shit like this, like the vegan argument goes so far. It's like when I was vegan, somebody got pissed off at me because. They were like, oh, that would be good with some honey mustard. And I was just like, oh, I don't eat honey. And they're just like, really? You care that much about animals that you're not going to eat honey? And it's just like, I just don't want honey. The commitment is I'm going to use animal products as little as possible. Yeah. Why do I can use mustard. Why do I need to have honey in the mustard? Like, that's all it is. Like bees are also animals, like, and they have their own important purpose in the world and shit like that.
Very important.
Yeah. So why am I trying to disturb that in one way or another? If I can help personally, maybe I just want no parts in it. If I can have some other kind of activism, if it's reasonable,
that's a good point.
Then okay, cool. But people are like, really bees, blah blah blah. It's like, it's not just about. Some people think being vegan or vegetarian just means like, oh, I don't eat red meat. Yeah. And that's fine. You can not eat red meat, but that's a different diet.
Yeah.
But above and beyond, vegan is not possible. Vegan is like a goal. It's like saying we beat racism, right? You know what I mean? Like there's still gonna be somebody out there with some kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? You're never 100% gonna get all the way there. But that's how activism works. It's like you're trying to stop something or slow something the fuck down. And we're not gonna stop climate change or global warming. You can't stop it, but you can
slow it down.
Find a better way to kind of be in balance with shit based on what you know. It just goes for anything. You're never gonna stop anything. It's like saying nobody's ever gonna get shot again. If we get rid of all the guns, nobody will get shot again. Somebody will build a gun. Like it's you can't stop everything. You can't have everything.
I'll try to stop vegan for you.
You'll try to stop the vegans.
Let's make signs. They usually work.
Cucumbers are people, or cucumbers I don't know what the slogan will be, but cucumbers are
That
got
sounds more like a gay pride march than a cucumbers are people, you guys.
2/3.
Yeah,
one
that's
fruit.
definitely LGBTQ for sure.
Well, we can join forces.
What, cucumbers
That
and
never
Oreos?
works.
You know what? I tried. It failed. You're right. It's never gonna end.
Yeah. I'm not trying to end any of my problems. I'm just trying to make sure that someone else has to deal with them.
I mean, I'm trying to end constipation, but no
You
one's
can
writing
end that
against that.
easily. Once they stop the romaine lettuce recall, just the lettuce will.
Maybe just get the lettuce while it's on recall.
Yeah, that might work even
Maybe
better.
that could work. But that's gotta be like an everyone thing, not just a me thing. I need like
I'm good on salmonella. I don't.
Some people say the cure for COVID is AIDS.
yeah, or not. That's cool too.
I mean, it's working for Magic. Look at him. Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing great. He owns like 3 teams.
He's got AIDS.
Yeah.
Did you get COVID?
No, because he has AIDS.
I was gonna say it's pretty amazing.
Exactly.
But I don't have AIDS, so
Okay, better.
just better than Magic. I gotta say. It's better than
Shout out to everybody that doesn't have AIDS.
You're people too.
Hey.
The last question. Do you have any questions? I don't think you do. You ask any questions?
I have not.
Want to ask a question?
I do not.
Okay.
I
Fair
don't
enough.
know.
No, I didn't.
Don't have me on the spot.
I didn't take it personal.
Next time, like, I'll plan this better because I thought you were home all day, so I was gonna like.
No, I've been at work forever.
My bad.
This one.
My bad for thinking you're home. That you're home.
Bullshit.
Do you have any questions for her?
Oh.
Nothing that I want to ask on a podcast, which probably sounds like insane, but just no personal identifying. Like a regular conversation is fine, but I don't feel the need. You know,
this is the first time there's just a non-comic as a
Yeah.
guest. So I mean, like, I hope.
Why
that
don't you
would-
do-
I
Why
mean,
don't
you
you
don't
do
gotta
comedy?
fucking single me out. Cause I'm a really bad storyteller.
No, I think you
Like,
can.
where did you get
I'm
your
not
glasses
the
from?
fucking internet like everybody else.
Oh, damn. I like the glasses. I don't wear glasses. You
They were
know,
$9.
you know, I know somebody that wears glasses, and I'm like, okay.
I should wear glasses.
And eventually, I'm gonna break those glasses. So I
You
gotta.
should really get some more.
Yeah, I want to know off. You know,
There's
like,
like 5 websites you get stupid cheap glasses.
Yeah. But that's what I need to know. But like,
He said eventually I'm gonna break those glasses.
not on purpose.
It sounds like you. It
sounded
sounds
like
like
a
I
purpose
need to
for
know.
sure.
I need to have replacements on hand so I can just swap them out like my brother.
No.
You're like, oh my.
No, what I'm saying is like
It's not a bad thing it was on purpose. I'm just saying.
You have a backup right
our level of activity, we could get carried
You
away.
just
And I, you know, if I
smack
know
around.
if I know where to get, it's not so much the smacking. It's just
there. Punching.
It's more.
It's more the punching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Well, it's always the punching, but it's just like
And object throwing.
yeah.
We'll get you that link so you can just have a drawer full of glasses. Just.
Oh my god, I'm with that. I had
There you go.
5. I'm close.
See?
I'm
I
good at
have
5.
I have 0 and I need glasses. I don't have any. And I'm driving you.
Nice.
And we're going fire too
We're going.
to East Side.
Hey, that's where I work. Alright.
More or less, we're actually going like just to the other side of Flamingo.
Work.
So at least we're going in a straight line.
That's good. That's good.
That sucks. No freeway. It's all street lights.
Yeah, well, we can take the freeway, but we
You
have
gotta
to-
make it
it's
adventure.
faster.
but we have to drive around the whole city.
Yeah.
Like still.
Well, I mean, are you on a time limit? Let me take you on a tour. I don't know.
Yeah.
The
I don't
scenic
need-
route at nighttime.
I don't need a tour of Las Vegas.
Where I
You know what? I
live.
do want to go. I was looking at the map
Mm.
because I do Lyft and Uber, and I was looking at their map. If you go past Red Rock,
Mm.
there's like a little town.
Yeah.
And then if you keep going past that, it just loops over to Blue Diamond Road.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
I kinda wanna
once
see what's
you're
up.
riding over there.
Ah, cool. I didn't know this.
There's also a lot of cops that follow you over there, so
Well, that changes things.
don't speed
Cool. So
on a
you,
bike when you're running.
so you guys all know all these cool places, and I'm just finding it out. You guys already knew about the
You don't
Oreos.
mention. You don't have any friends to take you anywhere, Johnny. Get on it.
You want to go? You want to go with me? Cause fuck you. Fuck you. Why?
Am I on the time limit?
We're about to hit an hour. You gotta go. No, because
No, I wasn't. I don't have to be anywhere
He has
for
glasses to break.
literally another hour. Like, if we left now, I would probably be right on time, and I have no reason to be right on time.
Alright, that's cool. The show only really lasts an hour.
Yeah.
But I had another question. And I don't.
I'm sorry, I'm long-winded.
No, dude, go for it. Like, go for it. I mean, it's all about the guests, you know. Like, no, I have no real experience to give anyone that's new.
Well, I mean, I want to go by, you know, the questions that you ask. I feel like I was gonna get into some of the internet game and shit like that, and that's where I'll say once again, like, listen to probably like the last 2 or 3 episodes of like my show, the Deadass Podcast, because I have put shit on there. Like, I've done like Pinterest tutorials. I do like certain shit like that to show people how to like kind of line yourself up in a general way to where you can just start working on your own internet infrastructure and pay attention to your internet history, as far as what links back to you in terms of what are you getting for your commissions as far as advertising? What are you getting as far as impressions? How are you engaging with different people and shit like that? And it's nothing too crazy, and it's all stuff that I've already learned that, you know, fuck it. If you want to listen to me talk about it, then listen to me talk. I mean, if you have a question about that, I can answer that, but I didn't know what your actual...
No, like I said, like, I don't like to keep it more than an hour.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
But I'll probably get those links, because that is stuff, like, I should start looking into and being more familiar with
It's
it.
taken me years to learn, but
you got online for me to cheat off you now.
yeah.
Cheat sheets.
Cheat sheets.
Yeah.
No. Cheat codes for you. Aw. That's so
Yeah.
sweet.
You know, I'll find
Free consultations for $100.
Yeah. Taxes included.
Oh, they got to charge extra taxes. Don't pay tax to yourself. The only last question I have is like, what advice would you give to any new comic? And please do not say don't do it, because the last 2 people have always said that.
Oh, I wouldn't. I don't think I would tell anybody not to do it.
I mean, they all say don't do it. Just wanna...
Well, I mean, but I tell people to their face all the time, like, if they suck or if they're shitty. And I mean,
well, no, this is something.
I would say this much.
Like if she said, I want to do comedy.
Yeah.
Anything.
I would tell you, hypothetically, I would tell you what I tell everybody else. Like, yeah, go ahead and go for it.
Yeah.
You know, I run an open mic, so those types of people are always welcome.
Yeah.
So long as venues are open and shit. Like, I mean, just go do it. I mean, the worst thing that can happen, and I think I probably told you this before. I tell people this all the time. You might, if you think about trying it, go ahead and do it. Because the worst thing can happen is you suck. And if you suck, then nobody's going to remember and nobody's going to motherfucking care. And then you can always just say to somebody else that's just like, I want to try it, but I don't know. You can always say, I tried it. I was amazing. What are you, some kind of fucking coward? You know what I mean? Yeah, and you know, there are more destructive ways to spend your time. Maybe not too many more, but there's a lot of shitty ways to spend your time. If you're gonna spend your time, or if you can spend your time laughing and drinking cheap beer and occasionally, you know, rubbing shoulders with some of the funniest fucking people and
maybe end up in a movie.
Yeah, you know, fuck it, man. You literally have nothing to lose. A couple hours of sleep is probably all you'll lose, you know. So
I didn't need them.
Yeah, so you know, don't lose your job over it, and don't lose sleep either. But if you don't have shit to do, then you might as well go ahead and try it out if it's something that you've been interested in. You know, don't be a pussy. That's what I would say. Not even like, oh, don't try it. Oh my God, this game is so addictive, and oh God,
it's not Final Fantasy.
Yeah, no. A lot of these comedians are just in the working fucking margin, and everybody's just out here trying to get it. Whether it's entrepreneurial, whether it's a hobby, whether it's super fucking professional, it's just something to do, man, and you never know how it's gonna benefit you. If you're the type of person that's just gonna go and hang out in the fucking bar anyway, you might as well get your ass up there. You know what I mean? Who fucking cares? You know, if people like you, they like you. Hooray for you. You'll never be better than me though. That's the real advice. You know what I'm saying? You niggas are whack.
Yeah. Know your place.
You'll never be better than me.
Suck.
You niggas are trash. Yeah, but Am I allowed to say nigga on the show? I know where I've already
You've
said
done it
black.
many times.
I've said it.
Black.
Yeah, I've already said like
Yeah.
it's one of those. I don't normally say it in normal conversation, but when you turn the microphone on, it just kind of comes up.
Gotcha.
He's fake. That's what he's
Yeah,
saying.
I'm trying to think.
I'm
Hella
fake
fake.
as shit.
Hella fake.
I don't think you said it once before we started the show.
No.
No.
They were eating dinner and shit. I didn't.
Out of respect, I didn't say nigga while they were eating
Yeah,
Taco
that
Bell.
would have been fucked up.
I didn't think of it like that. I don't know manners. I don't know manners.
Yeah. You don't just walk into somebody's house cussing. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
Constantly. It's bad.
So it really is. It really is.
It's pretty bad.
But you're a lady. You know who cares?
Which
Why
just
is-
means
why is
you
that
don't
okay?
fucking expect it.
Why is that
Like,
okay?
ask him. Like, my personality is so, like, people, I don't know, people, I guess, look at me before they see all my, like, tattoos and shit. They, like, I come off as, don't fucking make a face, because this happens to me at work on a regular basis, where I come off as, like, this sweet, like, I'm just a sweet, kind of friendly person. But
That
I'm
was
like,
the initial vibe that I
no,
got.
bitch,
I was
that's
like,
not me
oh.
at all.
She just lures you in with that friendliness. And,
Yeah, no, I'm a lot.
I get it.
Well, Randall, it's great to be on the show. Oh, I was about to thank you for being
Big boy words. Big boy words.
I was about to thank him for letting me be on his show. I'm like, no, this is my show.
That's how we do it out
Yeah,
here.
I just took over. So good.
Double
You've been asking
speakers.
the questions. He's
Double
been
speakers,
answering.
real.
Wow. All right. No, yeah, thanks for coming out, man. Thanks for coming
Yeah,
out.
absolutely, dog. Like, I'm glad to be on and to impart some of this knowledge. But comedy is one of those things I could talk about for hours and hours and hours. But thank you.
Yeah, no, we'll have you back again one day. Any other promotions? Anything else you want to do before you go?
Nah, man, I'm tired of working, man. I'm trying to go get some pussy, man. You know, I gave up fucking niggas for Ramadan. So I gotta hit up. So I gotta talk to my girlfriend.
It's good. It's good for you. Why are you laughing? You're going to talk to his girlfriend. You're making fun of him?
Because it seems like it's two different people.
I assure you, it's one person.
All right. Well, do you want to say anything?
Going to get some pussy is not like, oh, I'm gonna hang out with my girl. Like, that sounds like two different people.
What you mean? Wait,
That's my
what?
girl, that's my
No,
girl on the side. Like,
Alright,
that sounds like two different girls.
Thank you.
No, it's the same girl. We just get along like that. Like,
That is not how I was taking it. Because you
Okay.
said girlfriend, and I was like, oh, so you want to, like, venture out. Oh, okay, that's not.
no, my girlfriend is also my regular friend.
Oh, that's good.
We're good. We're good. I got it.
We're gonna hang out, and then
I mean, I wasn't judging. I just took it as what I thought it was.
This is an off podcast time now, I guess. Thank you. Did you want to say, do you have, I don't know, it's your first time. Do you have a cool catch? I don't
I'm
know.
sorry, I'm not drunk.
I forgot there was a video.
Yeah. So he just did that.
We'll see you guys at the next episode.